.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
A mostly cloudy good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. Mostly cloudy pretty much all morning long. We've had one after another of isolated cells move through, well, the central part of the lower peninsula, but more so in northern Michigan. Some of our reporting stations talking well over a half inch as we've gone through the morning. Right now, we do have a couple of cells, actually one big one, that has moved offshore, is moving across Saginaw Bay and heading into the extreme west side of the thumb area of Michigan. So dropping a little bit of precipitation there. But for the most part, southern Michigan has been unscathed so far. Temperature-wise, we're in the process of warming up just a little bit. Matthew Lester here at Radio Center along with me. And Matthew, what do we have as far as our thermometer goes right now?
Right now, over at the airport, it's rainy at 70. Over in Midland, there's light rain also at 70. Here at Radio Center, it's cloudy at 73. We have northwest winds at 12 miles per hour, and our pressure's at 30.03, and it's steady.
Steady as she goes, and that's the way it's going to be as we go through the remainder of the day today. Actually, moving into the afternoon, things are going to clear off, and we could very easily see some sunshine as we move into the afternoon. Northern Michigan, though, as far as the shower activity, is going to be predominantly the spot that picks most of it all up. And it does appear as though even up there, they're going to have glimpses of sun as we move into the afternoon. We're going to have a southwest wind, about 7, 8, 9 miles per hour. That's going to be it. And our temperature will move into the middle 80s rather easily. We are also going to be looking at some humidity levels that are going to remain on the sticky side. As far as the evening goes, clouds will be around. There is going to be some spotty showers, a lot lighter and a lot less coverage. We're not going to see nearly the cloud cover, or I should say the rain cover in northern Michigan that we have seen so far this morning. And our temperature is going to drop down to right around 67. So clouds, spotty light rain, 67 degrees. And then as we move into the day tomorrow, we're going to see some clouds. We're going to see some sun, pretty much rain-free for a good part of the day tomorrow. It'll be later in the day tomorrow, more than likely a little closer to sunset tomorrow night before we begin to see any precipitation. And the reason why that will be moving in is because of the remnants of Hurricane Beryl. As far as that hurricane goes, a lot of the precipitation will be dissipating once it moves into and around the Ohio River Valley. So the bulk of precipitation that's left is going to be right around there, southern Indiana, western and northwestern Ohio. But all that precipitation is going to be moving in a northeasterly direction. So whatever moisture we get late Tuesday night and over a good portion of the day on Wednesday is going to be the southeastern third of the lower peninsula, which does mean it could deliver a glancing blow to us here in the Great Lakes Bay area, especially along and east of I-75. So Michigan's thumb will pick up a little bit more rain than we will see on the west side of I-75, closer to Midland and Auburn, which is a good thing because over the weekend, again, precipitation was very spotty. Saturday was a very interesting day when it came to rain, when it came, how much it came, and how quickly it dissipated and broke up just in time for the fireworks in Bay City. But we did see some fireworks a little bit earlier in the day around the Auburn area, in regions to the north and to the west of Auburn, where we did see rainfall amounts of 1 to 2.5 inches. It just came down in a very short period of time, gully washer type rains. So don't know exactly what that did to whatever wheat is over in that area. But one thing is for sure, the wheat harvest for a lot of farmers, you've had to pick your time to rush out and get a couple truckloads, and then it rains. Fortunately, we did have some very nice weather yesterday overall, and it was a very dry weather pattern that we did experience during the day on Sunday. So that did help. And quite a bit of wheat did come off. We'll be talking to Gary Kaufman in just a moment to find out how much more we've got left. But one thing is for sure, with the bigger pieces of equipment, it doesn't really take all that long to take off a few acres. It's just picking the right time to do it. So again, tomorrow we're going to be looking at clouds, but also sun. 84 is our projected high for tomorrow. 66 tomorrow night. We'll have a west breeze that will become northwesterly and eventually northeasterly during the day and evening, especially the evening hours on Tuesday night. Moving into Wednesday, a lot cooler. Again, that a function of the low pressure system, the remnants of the hurricane that will be moving through northern portions of Ohio. With that counterclockwise circulation, we're going to be looking at a northeast breeze, 10, 12 miles per hour. That's going to be it. So no hurricane force winds, no strong gusty winds on Wednesday. That just gives you an idea how quickly that system will be breaking down. Again, because of drier air, which is what we've been experiencing really over the state of Michigan. Even though we've had thunderstorms, they've been isolated. They've been widely scattered. And again, that is a function of seeing drier air. Wednesday night, 62 for a low, still some scattered showers around. Then on Thursday, we're going to be looking at partly cloudy skies. Thursday, we're going to begin to warm up. After a high of 74 on Wednesday, it'll be 80 on Thursday. Chance of showers, I think it'll be in the afternoon on Thursday afternoon, and then tapering off rather rapidly on Thursday night with partly to mostly clear skies on Thursday night, 62 for a low. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, right now, we're looking at mostly sunny skies. It should be a very nice end of week and weekend. We will be looking at temperatures in the low to mid 80s. I think Saturday we'll get in the upper 80s. Then upper 80s, I think, as well on Sunday. Sunday afternoon and Sunday night will be the next best chance of seeing some precipitation. Now, our long-range outlook, now this starts this coming weekend and goes through the 21st. We're looking for much above average temperatures during that period of time and slightly above normal as far as the moisture goes. So much warmer once we move into the middle of the month of July. We say warmer. Record high in this state is 107. That was set back in 1936. The record low 45, set in 1954. Obviously, the warmest ever, 8th of July, was in 1936. 107 was our high. 73 was our low. The coldest ever was set in 2004. 65 was our high. 55 was our low. Now, beginning today and going through the 14th, we had all those consecutive days of temperatures in the 1930s, 1936 to be specific, all record highs from the 8th until the 14th. And from the period of the 8th through the 28th of July, we had 17 days of record high temperatures set back in that period of the 1930s. More on the weather as we go through the broadcast. Standing by, Matthew, who do we have?
Up next, we have Gary Kaufman from Star of the West, and we also have Bryce Stein from Michigan Sugar Company.
All of that coming up, but of course we want to remind you the weather forecast brought to you by the folks at Nutrient Ag Solutions.
Nutrient Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrient Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrientagsolutions.com.
They say there's a secret to growing a great crop. At Nutrient Ag Solutions, they beg to differ. It all starts with a strong foundation, and when it comes to fertilizer, there's no question that Titan XE drives dry fertilizer performance. They've been unlocking the potential in every prill of dry fertilizer with biocatalyst technology for over a decade. Visit lpi.ag/Titan or contact your Nutrient Ag Solutions crop consultant to drive your crop's potential today. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at the Rummel Insurance Agency. You know, they understand the risk that you face as a Michigan farm and agribusiness owner. They know that each farm's needs vary like the crops in the fields. Now, they know you're more than just a number as well. They also know that you have a family, goals, and dreams for your future, and how important these things are to you. They want to get to know you one-on-one so they can help get the right farm insurance protection for you and your family. See them today. Give them a call. In Frankenmuth, Saginaw, and Carroll, the Rummel Insurance Agency. We say good morning to Gary Kaufman over at Star of the West. And Gary, I think the elevators were humming pretty good, especially yesterday.
Well, yeah, a little bit later in the day, yeah, we unloaded some trucks early in the morning from the previous day harvest, but later in the day got a little bit busier. But yeah, like you mentioned, Terry, yeah, just got a harvest between the raindrops here in the last few days for sure. But they are getting out when they can and getting a lot done when they can. So,
and I keep hearing that the quality continues to be really good, and that the moisture is very workable.
Yeah. Just looking at this morning's run, quality continues to be good. We're just getting started up in the thumb area, of course. And here in the Frankenmuth area, we think we're 50 to 60% done in our backyard here. So
now, as far as test weight goes, a little bit light, or now that we're getting into some of the wheat here, other than like sandy soils and that sort of stuff, is the test weight beginning to come up just a little bit?
yeah, it's pretty sporadic this year, Terry. I mean, there is some really good test weights, and then there's some really light test weights. But I think it comes down to planting dates, soil types, seed varieties. So we got a little bit of a mixed bag, but overall, I would say above average test weights as we get done working through here the last week or so.
Yeah, I was just kind of curious because I know that we did have some late planted wheat, but producers like to shy away from wheat putting in after the 1st of November.
Oh yeah, we've got some of that stuff right locally here that got planted late November, early November, I should say, and then yeah, it looks like that stuff might be ready to go here by the end of this week. So
okay, so that's got a little bit of ways to go. Marketing factors, what's determining what's going on right now?
boy, I tell you, it's a pretty red day in the grains today, and everything I've been reading here, it's just kind of the weather models are, forecasting less heat, and well, the moisture coming up from the Gulf area or Texas area with that hurricane. So we're going to get a little moisture, a little less heat, and they're saying that bodes well for crops in the field, and they're taking her down today, Terry.
So shifting it down, it looks like last time I looked, soybeans, no banner crop prices there, and the corn following suit, and wheat once again taking it on the chin.
Yeah, we're basically we lost everything we gained last week on the wheat. Last week we were up 17 cents for the week, and that was mostly all on Friday. Well, and today we're down 20, and corn was up about 3 last week for the week, and we're down about 15 on corn. And last week soys were up 32, and we're down 20 to 30 on beans today. So we lost everything we gained last week and then some.
So what do you got on the board right now, Gary?
Yeah, cash and new crop wheat down 20, 556 on the white, 481 on the red. Cash corn down 15 at 310. New crop down 15 at 344. Cash soybeans down 24 at 1087, and new crop cherry is down 34 at 1016.
Well, I'll give you a couple more hours to work on it a little bit. Okay.
We'll definitely give it a shot.
All right. Gary, thanks a lot. Take care. Gary
Yep.
Kaufman over at Star of the West. No Doug Klein today. He will return tomorrow. As far as what's going on the Chicago Board of Trade right now, our nearby corn is down 12.5. That would make it 396 3/4. The September contract is at 394 3/4. That's down 15 3/4. Soybeans on the July down 19.5. That would make it 1169. The August contract 1142.5. That's down 23 3/4. Wheat July contract, Chicago Board of Trade looking at 552.5. That is down 16, or I should say 19 3/4. The September contract of wheat is at 569 on the Board of Trade. That is down 22 cents. Market report brought to you by the folks at Thumb Bank, making agricultural loans since 1895. You know, farming continues to offer challenges that are very demanding, and Thumb Bank will help you stay up to date on industry trends and the trends for your operation. Thumb Bank, locations throughout the Thumb and the Great Lakes Bay region. Thumb Bank, where relationships are built on trust, and equal opportunity lender and member FDIC. As far as market report, also brought to you today by the folks at Schaefer and Beerline, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram in Frankenmuth. You know, the new Ram professional trucks, they've got them, and they'll get them for you, or the Ram heavy-duty trucks. So if you want to buy with confidence from a business-linked dealer that knows what customer satisfaction truly is, it's time to see Schaefer and Beerline in Frankenmuth, where family and service sells cars. And incidentally, employee pricing for all on new Ram heavy-duty trucks in stock at Schaefer and Beerline. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Steiner Tractor. New parts for old tractors made easy. You know, they understand how your life and job both stop if your tractor stops running. So maybe a good idea that if you need that part and you want to get it quickly, you can do it. All you got to do is give them a call, 800-234-3280, or you can go to steinertractor.com. And the folks at Steiner invite you to attend July the 12th through the 14th. That's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the 36th annual Midland Antique Engine Association event, featuring members' favorites, all makes and models. It's quite a show, and we'll be broadcasting there live on Friday. Again, brought to you by the folks at Steiner Tractor. Time now to slide over to Michigan Sugar. Bryce Stein joining me right now. Bryce's report brought to you by the folks at Foster Blue Water Oil. Bryce, out in your neck of the woods, how much rain did you pick up over the weekend?
Good morning, Terry. It was, as you said in your broadcast, very spotty. Anywhere from 3 to 4 tenths up to, I talked to a couple of growers in the tip of the thumb that were pushing 1.5 inches to 1.7 inches this last weekend. So kind of a blessing up that way. They've been kind of short on rain, we'll say north of 142, and they've been needing some and got it finally. So I talked to a couple growers, like I said, that were very happy to see that, and the sugar beets are lapping it up.
Boy, I would imagine. I haven't seen too many of them lay down yet. Have you?
Last week, we, as the ag staff, were starting to see some sugar beets starting to lay down in the sandier pockets of fields. The resemblance of a little bit of compaction from this early spring and that wet spring that we had, some growers pushed it maybe just a little bit too much, and we were starting to see a little bit of beets laying down tail end of last week. And it wasn't that hot either. It was in the upper 70s, low 80s. Wouldn't expect it, but you go out in the spots and their roots were not growing as healthily as they should be. So
now, have we noticed much drowned out with the sugar beets this year?
We did have a pocket of drowned out spots in that Hemlock area, Hemlock Breckenridge area, that took the 7 inches or 6 inches of rain here 10 days ago, 2 weeks ago. But other than that pocket that took a lot of rain, I'd say our drowned outs have been very localized and at lower amounts as well.
So right now at this stage of the game, what are you telling producers?
Yeah, right now the big thing is get out and get them sprayed. If you have not yet, there are still a couple growers that have not sprayed. I've caught wind of. So please get out and spray for Sargasso release spot. We are detecting it as a staff more and more each day. I think we're up to probably a half dozen fields now that we've detected Sargasso release spot in. The other thing I would like to bring up would be early dig lotteries. Early dig lottery sign up ends Wednesday at midnight this week. So a couple days left, in the couple of chances that you get, please take time to sign up for early dig lottery if you have not yet.
I think we're going to have some pretty big beats for early dig this year, don't you think?
Yes, as a staff, we were talking last week. We were coming up for the 1st of July with 2.5 to 3 inch diameter sugar beets that most of the staff has said they've never seen that before. So very good growing conditions with the amount of precipitation and the heat that we have been getting. So should have a very good crop of sugar beets this fall to harvest.
Bryce, thanks a lot for your time. We really appreciate it. Look forward to talking to you again next week. All right?
Thanks, Terry. Have a great day.
You too. Bryce Stein with Michigan Sugar. The report brought to you today by the folks at Foster Blue Water Oil. Your hard work doesn't go unnoticed, and Foster Blue Water Oil works hard alongside you to keep your business running smoothly. Let Foster Blue Water Oil exceed your expectations with high-quality products and services that you can trust. Foster Blue Water Oil can easily accomplish your fuel, propane, lubricants, diesel exhaust fluid, and all your energy needs under one roof. You can visit them online at fosteroil.com or call today and learn more about how they can best serve you. Foster Blue Water Oil, family owned and operated with over 80 years experience, integrity to keep you moving forward. Coming up, Matthew, who do we have?
Up next, we have Jerry Samolsky from the Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville.
We'll take a break and then be right back. Revolutionize your harvest season, Mr. Farmer, with a CR11 combine from New Holland. 775 horsepower engine and 567 bushel grain tank. It's in a league of its own. 6 bushels per second unload rate. That ensures efficiency like never before. Get 25% fewer drive components and cutting-edge technology like the IntelliSpread system. Experience maximum productivity with minimal downtime. Visit Ellen's Equipment today in McBain, Beale City, and Ithaca and see the New Holland CR11 Combine and reap the rewards of innovation. Farm Service brought to you today by Legendary Tree Care. You need some trimming done. How about removal? Legendary Tree Care knows that no job is too big or too small. They are fully licensed and insured, and they do specialize in big projects. LegendaryTreeCare.com or like them on Facebook. Say good morning to Jerry Samolsky, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. What should we be telling folks today, Jerry?
Well, I just checked my rain gauge, Terry. Today we had 3/10, and we got a 3/4 inch over the weekend. But moisture is good. But Japanese beetle, we talked about it last week, and boy, they're here in big time. My yard got inundated before I sprayed to help keep them back. And then I put imidacloprid in the ground so that they'll soak up and stay there for a while. They were just chewing things up. They love linden. They were on my canna lilies. They were hawthorn. They were eating them up. They'll just totally deface plants quickly. And again, back to do not use those pheromone traps. They will bring bugs in they'll bring more into your yard than what they'll catch.
All right. Good advice, Jerry. Thanks a lot. We'll talk to you again tomorrow, okay?
Yes, sir.
All righty. Jerry Samolsky, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. Over to Freeland Bean and Grain we go. Vic Hupfer. Good morning, Victor. How you doing?
We're doing pretty good, Terry.
What's going on in the farm fields right now, Vic?
Well, I think the biggest critical thing that a lot of guys are looking at is some of the wheat that's not harvested. With the rains we continue to get, it's made it a lot tougher for that. I know some guys are trying to get hay done, have been voicing their opinions pretty rather loudly. It's been tough to get that done because some of the second cuttings coming now. As far as the rest of the crops, everything looks pretty good in our territory. You go north, I know they've got a fair amount more rain up towards the Linwood area, going up towards Pinconning. I've heard reports as much as over the weekend as 2.5 inches. So they're definitely starting to show some signs of stress. But for most of the area around here, the Auburn area, Freeland area, things look pretty good. We haven't been inundated with too much rain. According to what I show on my gauges here, from before the weekend till now, is about an inch of rain as we had in the Freeland area. So we're not doing too bad. Most of the crops have been sprayed. Most of the soybeans have been sprayed. There's a few that haven't been done yet that we've got to finish up. So for the most part, that's looking pretty good. The dry edible beans, this is a little bit tougher on some of them. They don't care for this much water when they're small. It's starting to show some signs of stress on holding them back a little bit. So I think we could definitely use some drier weather for them to go forward. But sugar beets and corn are loving this. They are literally loving this.
Now, as far as the dry beans go, some of those beans got in late too, didn't they?
Yeah, later than we wanted. There's some guys that planted early, but even the early ones are showing where they're not. It's just wet feet. Dry edible beans, soybeans have grown past the point to where, being young, they don't like a lot of water. They can go without it. They actually perform better with going into a little bit more stress. Dry beans are another thing. They just don't like wet feet. They don't put their root system on good. They have trouble with pythium and phytophthora root rots that can cause issues, and they just would rather the temperature be drier. But honestly, when we're 4th of July weekend and most of the 30-inch row beets are closed rows, we've got one beautiful crop of beets out there in the field. I think this is the nicest sugar beet crop as a whole for the mid-Michigan area that I think I've seen. Corn, honestly, head high by 4th of July as a pretty much an average. That's pretty decent corn. Saw some tassels popping out, which means we're pushing on a fairly early side too, you know?
Yeah, it sure does. Victor, always good to talk. Hey, you take care. Have a great day, okay?
Yep. You bet, Terry.
You bet. Back at 12:30 with an update. Now we conclude our program with a playing of our national anthem, brought to you by Euclid Avenue Coins in Bay City.
Broadcasting from the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Steve.